How many of you have lost a close family member or friend? Just like many of you, so have I, and it was life-changing. Even though death is a part of their life cycle, it is still hard when it happens to any of us. All we have left is memories and knowing we will someday be with that person again. This was a close experience which made me realize what life was really about. It all began on that spring day. There was a family event happening on my mother's side of the family, and afterwards I decided to stay with my Aunt Susie. As we were hanging out at my aunt's apartment, we were playing games and watching TV. That night my aunt was looking to move, so she was still packing her belongings and gave me her Princess Diana Beanie Baby because she was going to be moving and she needed just to get rid of some things she had. As we got ready for bed, my mom had called. My mom and aunt spoke on the phone for a while, and at the end my mom told her that I needed to come home. The next morning, I was needed to help my grandmother at her apartment, cleaning up and with my cousins. As we were there working, my grandmother received a call. She hunched down, got very quiet, and left the room. As she cried, Grandma told me my Aunt Susie had been in a car accident with our family friend Sheba and her young baby. Later that afternoon, family was brought together, and all were notified she had been instantly killed. Sheba and the baby were fine. The car seat didn't even move an inch. Sheba had a few scratches, but the baby was fine. It wasn't a reality yet, but the night of the wake, it all began. Seeing her laying there so peaceful and still was very hard, but reality had really not set in. The next day, we had the funeral. It was an early morning funeral, and this is when it all hit. Seeing her casket being carried out at the end is when I realized she's gone, and she really is gone. The thought that I will see her one day again is what keeps me going every day. She will always be in my thoughts, my heart, and someday in my presence again. I have had previous friends and family members pass, but the loss of my aunt was very different. It was solely because I should have been with her that morning of the accident, but since my mom needed me to come home, I left the evening before. Ever since that day, I feel my mother's instinct knew something was wrong, even though it's not something she could have ever foreseen happening. The Princess Diana Beanie Baby and the tattoo of Taz on my right arm is what has held my connection with my Aunt Susie close. Until one day I see her again.